Greetings, Taku Faithful. Thank you for joining me again this week. Once again, it's Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief, and I'm here to bring you all yet again another Discussion of the Week video segment right here on Otaku Assemble Weekly. And as always, I'm here to bring you the latest in this week's Discussion of the Week video segment. Now, in regards to the last Discussion of the Week video, where the most popular suggestion voted up was a discussion on disabilities, I'm actually going to postpone that discussion until my good friend and colleague Bryce Duncan returns to town. And that's because I feel that he would have an immense input in on that topic. So don't worry. I haven't forgotten it. I'm not ignoring it. I'm just going to wait until he gets back in town to tackle that topic along with him. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump to this week's discussion topic, which actually came in a personal message. Now, based off of the context of this message, I'm not sure if this was a discussion of the week or an advice corner question, but I'll go ahead and I'll discuss it here. And it's a pretty long message, so sit tight. All right, it says, discussion of the week. Dear Larry, I am a new subscriber of yours and I love your videos. Thank you very much. I just recently watched your autism discussion and I thought it was very heartfelt and inspiring, especially because my little brother has autism. And I figured you could help me out just like you helped Devron. I'll try. We'll see. I am a Christian and I am in the uniquely difficult position of being hated and criticized by fellow Christians and by people who are not Christians. Some people who claim to be Christians criticize me for being very interested in things beside the Bible, such as anime, filmmaking, etc. And a lot of people who are not Christians hate on me because they think all Christians are like those awful, hateful people from Westboro Baptist Church. I'm not some Bible-thumping freak who hates gay people, and I'm not some devil-worshipping freak who just because I'm interested in things other than Christianity. I always feel out of place and I hate it. Please help, man. Sincerely, Darius. All right. So pretty much with this message, the topic that this message is talking about, in all honesty, at its I don't want to marginalize anything, but at its root, at its core, what this topic is really about is extremism in religion. That's what it is. And so, Darius, I actually can help you out, man. Now, as simplistic and, what's another term for it? I guess you could say as generic as this may sound, Darius, my advice to you would be this. Ignore them. I know, that sounds overly simplistic, that sounds so generic, it sounds cliche, and it sounds easier said than done. But let me tell you what I mean. And let me tell you why I say ignore them. Religion, like any other following, whether it be political, whether it be something rooted in entertainment, you know, being a fan base, whether it be a profession, whether it be, you know, something that has to do with some type of occupational structure, whatever the case, whenever you have a following, a set following of people who, hell, even on YouTube with certain channels and subscribers and viewership and fan bases, audiences, things of that nature, whenever you have a group of people that proclaim a fundamental, what's the term I'm looking for? A fundamental common belief system, whatever it may be, you are always going to have extremists in said followings. The only difference with religion is that people take it more personally because it's their faith system. But you find the exact same thing. And have you ever looked at American politics? You know as well as any, dude, American politics has gotten so far into extremism that we have to, you can't just be Democrat and Republican because everyone has their own different types of Democrats and Republican, you know, and then we got the whole spectrum where you're far left or far right, left wing or right wing, liberal or conservative, and then you get all these labels that try to describe all these different type of factions within one political system. It is maddening. And the same thing goes in since you said you're a fan of like anime and filmmaking and things of that, fan bases in those media have their own freaking extremists. So dude, what I'm saying is extremism in a following is all over the place. It's just that the thing is with religion, it's so much more personal because this is what, people claim as their faith. What I would tell you is this, because this, I don't talk about religion on this channel for various reasons, but in all, I'll just, so you can see where I'm coming from, I'll just make this claim right here and there. I'm not religious. I grew up Baptist, and when I became a teenager and then a young adult, I decided to give it up because of this problem, because so many people that claim it, they have lost their way, whether it's through their upbringing, whether it's through the specific church that they go to, whether it's through the community, whatever it is that has misdirected people. It's happened. It's happened across the board. It's happened all over the world in a huge, almost every religion. I would have to say just about every religion has its extremists, and it has people who claim to be of that religion, but they don't practice it, not in the way that they should. Because I tell you this right now, and this is where some of my problems with Christianity comes into play. Christianity, from the positive, idealistic, and optimistic view, has no place for bigotry. However, throughout history, in its practices, Christianity has promoted bigotry, and that's one of the huge contradictions of the religion. But that's another topic for another time. So what I'm saying to you is this: you are already practicing a religion that has been mispracticed for centuries, if not thousands of years, and it's within its institution. The best advice I can give you or anybody else of any other religion, and then to go beyond religion to any of those other examples of followings that have extremists and whatnot, as long as you practice it in a manner that you believe to be just, to be righteous, to be, and then when I say just and righteous, I'm not just talking about what you think is right or wrong, because so many people try to spin that to their own ends, all the time. So that's what I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, if you're a Christian and you live your life by the Christian code, by Christian law, and I'm talking about when you're using it to become a better person yourself, you're using it to inspire others around you, your family, your friends, your neighbors, your community, classmates, co-workers, etc. Where you don't promote bigotry, where you don't promote that negativity that you see blasted over the media with all these other practitioners. If you are doing everything right, then keep doing what you're doing. Ignore everything else. Because people are going to group you together. They're going to stereotype you. That's the price you pay for the life you chose. Hell, my channel is called Otaku Assemble. Otaku has a bad connotation to it in Japan. You know how many times people immediately assume that I'm some, basement dwelling closet pedophile who has an obsession with video games and anime and manga? You know how often I hear that? But it's not true, and I know it's not true, so I ignore it. I ignore it. Simple. Ignorant. You can't spell ignorant without ignore. Well, yeah, you have that E that gets dropped, but anyway, you get the point I'm trying to say. All in all, keep doing what you're doing. If you find no fundamental flaw, no wrong in what you're doing, as long as you're not harming other people, as long as you're using your faith to better yourself and those around you, keep doing it. Because that's what you're supposed to be doing. And I know, Christians who might watch this video, they don't want someone who's not a Christian to be telling them what they should be doing with their faith. But I'm here telling it to you. Because all that other negative shit that people who claim to be Christian, because I'd even go as far as to say those people aren't even real Christians. You're not. Because you aren't following Jesus's teachings, you aren't following to the letter, to the T, like you should be doing, and you're hiding behind your faith to condone the bullshit that you're practicing. That's not Christianity, or any religion for that matter. That's flawed, fucked up, and it's a result of the hundreds of years of mispractice that religion's been doing. So Darius, if you aren't doing any of those negative things I'm talking about now, keep doing what you're doing. Fuck everybody else, because in the long run, you're leagues ahead of them. When you get to the St. Peter's, trust me, you'll be at the head of the line. When you get to that fucking gate on Judgment Day, you will be at the head of the line, because you don't practice all that other bullshit. So ignore them, keep doing what you're doing. And like I said, don't be surprised when the shit happens, because every following, regardless of what it is, has its extremists. I've already... for other examples of this, check out my rant on fanboys. Because let's face it, religious extremists, they're fanboys. In a very broad term, they're fanboys. Ignore them. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing the fucking right thing. You sound like an intelligent young man with a good head on your shoulders, and at least, and I will tell you this, you are also ahead of the game in the fact that at least within your own faith, you acknowledge that there is a problem that does need to be discussed. Just the acknowledgement of that problem and the fact that you know it's a problem means you are in a position to where you can resolve said problem within you, your family, your social circle, and your community. So keep doing it. Alright, I'm done fucking talking. That's it. Keep doing what you're doing, young brother. So that's going to wrap up this is the discussion of the week video segment. I want to thank you all for joining me again this week. I want to thank Darius for giving me the great topic. And you know what, this is a topic that I think I probably will bring back up in a later video, because I could go ad nauseum about this and so many other issues. I really could. But so yeah, so I want to thank you all for joining me again this week. In the comments below, leave your thoughts on this topic. Hell, even share some of your experiences with some extremists in religion that you've encountered. If you are an extremist, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. But I don't think an extremist would ever admit that they're an extremist. Anyway. But also, guys, don't forget to leave your suggestions for next week's discussion of the week video segment, and thumb up the topic you want to see me discuss next week. And like I said, the topic on disabilities, don't worry. As soon as my man Bryce gets back in town, we will tackle that one. So, what to keep an eye out for later this week, or later this weekend. Closing up the weekend, I got the next Advice Corner video that's coming up. That will be uploaded tomorrow. And with that being said, this has been Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief, signing off. And until next time, peace.